Love may or may not be blind, but numbers don't lie. And that's why viewers were slightly skeptical when they tuned into Season 5 of Love is Blind to see a 25-year-old in the pods proclaiming he was ready to settle down. But not all 20-somethings who sign on to take part in Netflix's reality dating experiment are Milton Johnson. While he may be the youngest guy in the pod squad, the petroleum engineer with a penchant for microscopes and mustaches has proven to be one of the more mature members of this season's cast. But it took time for 30-year-old Lydia Gonzalez, 30, to come to terms with his age even after they had an immediate spark thanks to their mutual love for rocks. Yes, really? Oh my God, Milton, you're younger than my brother. Lydia exclaimed during their first conversation, going on to tell the camera, he's too young for me. However, there was an undeniable connection between the unlikely pair, with Milton ultimately proposing to Lydia. And now they are one of just 2 couples left in the experiment heading into the October 13th finale. It's okay for them to be cautious of a younger person, Milton told E! News in an exclusive interview about the initial concerns over his age. I think if you look at, there are younger people who may not have always portrayed themselves in the best light. However, Milton continued, my accomplishments and the things that I strive to do speak much further and more volumes to who I am as a person than just my age. A prime example of Milton's emotional maturity was his reaction, or lack of one, rather, when it was revealed that Lydia had previously dated Uche Okoroha, one of the men he had developed a friendship with in the early stages of the experiment. While Lydia and Uche's romantic history ultimately led Aaliyah Cosby to leave the show early after developing a connection with lawyer Uche, it was virtually a non-factor for Milton. And that didn't change even after the former couple had a heated argument during a cast reunion. BBQ.my perception is the exact same as it was then, it hasn't shifted, Milton said. If you're asking for my perception of their relationship, that may be a better question for one of them because they dated prior to me. So I couldn't comment on it. Milton never considered ending his engagement over the revelation, explaining why he felt an immediate attraction to his future fiancée. The first thing that I remembered about Lydia was her accent actually, Milton recalled. I was just curious and I made a joke. She was like, I'm from Puerto Rico, and I said, oh nice, so you look like Cardi B? Come to find out that Cardi B is not from Puerto Rico. Come on, Milton, she's from the Bronx. Blunder aside, Milton found he was able to go deeper with Lydia, explaining, in the past, I used my humor to get me a majority of the way there. While they enjoyed each other's playfulness, Milton said, our values were so aligned, and the fact that Lydia worked in a similar industry, she's a geologist, was a huge bonus. It's nice for her to understand the difficulty of the work-life balance and balancing a relationship with an operational job. Milton explained, what's needed of me by industry and of a relationship as well. It just felt right. But does that mean he will say yes at the altar? Paul Peden and Micah Lucier, not together. Opposites seemed to attract all season for this pair until they got to the altar. Sensing Paul's hesitation, Micah asked him to give his answer first, and it was a pass on marriage for Paul. I literally feel like a disaster, Micah said. If Paul would have wanted to marry me, I 100% would have said I do. At the reunion, Paul apologized for his comment in a confessional about not being able to see Micah as a mother. I think I phrased that really unfairly toward her, Paul explained. I think the better way to phrase that would be that I can't see us as parents. While the duo briefly reconciled after filming, they ultimately weren't able to make their relationship work, with Paul explaining they broke up for good when he visited Micah in Arizona. In After the Altar, Paul revealed he is dating a new woman who enjoys traveling and his cooking skills, Kwame Appiah and Chelsea Griffin, together. Despite Kwame's mother refusing to attend the wedding and his arguably inappropriate conversations with Micah, whom he also connected with in the pods, Kwame and Chelsea were one of the 3 couples to exchange vows at the end of Season 4. During the reunion, Chelsea revealed she has since met her husband's mom, and Kwame offered an apology to his wife and her family for his behavior, saying his talks with Micah were not the best representation. The couple is living in Seattle with their beloved dog Rocky.